Today's episode of Glen's Retro Show is brought to you by DNA Dimension Designs, the best custom retro gaming decals in the game. Period.
Hi everybody, thank you for joining me on today's edition of Glen's Retro Show. Today's episode is going to be about industrial espionage, cover-ups, and deceit. Okay, maybe not that bad, but we are going to talk about the new Basic Fun Classic Arcade '09 Galaga. Okay guys, sorry about that introduction, but there is some things I want to talk about here. Now, I was able to pick up the Galaga here, which is '09 in the Basic Fun lineup, and 13, which is Dig Dug. We're not going to talk about Dig Dug in this episode. We're going to concentrate here on Galaga. But the reason I was talking about that before was Galaga was not the original '09 to be released by Basic Fun. Actually, it was originally supposed to be Defender, and there must have been some issues with the licensing. The original '09 never came out. Defender never came out. Now, I'll put a link down below on how you can turn basically Rampage and Joust into the Defender ROM that's on those machines. So you can still get that and make your own box '09. This is not, box is not complete, still a work in progress, but you kind of get the idea. So we're going to talk actually about Galaga now. In between the other releases and '09 and 13 that was released, there was basically two names associated. There was the Bridge Direct and Basic Fun. Now, in that time frame, I was contacted by representatives from Basic Fun stating that the Bridge Direct name has pretty much been dropped, and all titles are always to be referred to as Basic Fun products, whether they be this version here or the static screened units. Well, let's get into the video at this point, and let's just see what this Galaga is going to bring to the table. Okay, originally this is what we would have had. We would have had '08 Joust, then going into '09 Defender. But again, I believe due to licensing issues, the Defender ROM was not available to them. So '09 took a hiatus for quite a few months. And so this is what we have now. Now, the Galaga is not a bad choice. I mean, Defender was a great game, but so is Galaga. But let's just look at a few things right off the bat. Again, since the other machines were released and the Galaga and the Dig Dug, there was a change up at the company. It's now all called Basic Fun. There's no more link to the Bridge Direct. And the first thing to notice is that the boxes themselves are different. And I personally don't feel it's for the better. I have a collection of all of these units, numbered 1 all the way up to now 13, including some special edition ones where the '01 and '02 come in a red label, the rarer ones. But if you just look at the box itself right now, looking at the front of the Galaga, you couldn't tell this was an '09. There's no reference to that anywhere on the box. Also, you can see on these boxes here, they put a little extra, I guess, work into the boxes, which cost them a little bit more, but just made the box look so much nicer. It made it look much more attractive. I mean, they do have art around here from the bezel, which is nice. Still have the Try Me here, but there's no number up here, and I don't know why they didn't put a number anywhere else on the box. Now, there is a number on here. I'll show you in a second, but on these other boxes, they put the '08. You can see the '08's, on the top. It's on the side. It's all over. You know this is '08, and it's also in a nice font and a white ring around the black. It just looks nice. And again, this extra artwork to let you know what the machine is about was really nice. I'm sure it was costing a little bit more, but it really, for a collector like myself, made it look nice, a lot nicer. My friend Metal Pixel, he wouldn't care. He doesn't keep the boxes.
Been on the hunt, even my kids, every time we go to Walmart for something. But we just gotta bust this thing out, right? I don't keep these boxes. I just keep the little mini arcades, so screw it.
Oh. But for someone like me, this is it a deal breaker? No. But one of the things that I liked about these boxes over even their LCD versions of their games was it was just a nice looking box. Nice quality paper and all that stuff. So again, I'm harping on it a little bit. Just I don't understand why they had to make this change. Now, I'm going to pull this out of the way now because we don't need to see this right now at this point. So I'm going to take this out of the way. And let's just take a look at the Galaga box itself. Now again, there's a try me button on here. The artwork looks nice. Would have been nice to have one of the ships here in the corner like they've done with all their other boxes. But there's no reference here or on the top of the unit or right here on the side. You can see they do have 09, but I'm going to bring the other box actually back just for a second here. You can just see that, 08 I should say. You can see it's a nice circle. It just looks nice. That just looks kind of added on, thrown on. It just doesn't look as nice in my opinion, but I guess to each his own. Now let's take a look at the other side of the box here, and there is an 09 again. And you can see on this side of the box here how that would look. It's different. I'm not a fan, I guess, of it. And then when you get to the back of the unit, you can see there is no reference whatsoever, but on the old box there is a reference to that. So again, just changes to it that I'm harping on. I'm going to get off that topic anymore. There's no numbers on it except on the sides. So here's the front of the box. We're taking a look at it. It looks okay. There is a window again on the side of the unit, but on the other boxes, as you can see, that's not the case here. The window is not on this side. So again, on the shelf, it's going to look different. But you can see the artwork in here. Let's go back to the other side. You can see all the other units they made. The window's going to be on this side, and now this is what you're going to get on this side. So again, I don't know why they had to make those kind of changes at all. But if you look at the window itself, I'm going to swap this box around here. You can see, that's how you're going to have to put them on the shelf to keep them right, facing the opposite direction. I don't know why they changed the box. Just not happy about it. Okay, so I'm done harping on that, I hope. But on the back, they do give you a basic rundown of the game. And again, the stock of the box is probably just as good as the other one. They just changed the layout. So enough about that. Let's get this thing out of the box and take a look at some of the gameplay. Okay, so when you get this thing out of the box, you have your instruction sheet and also another little note here saying the party responsible is Basic Fun from Boca Raton, Florida. Please retain this for your reference. I'm not quite sure why they're doing this. Maybe there was a fallout with the other company. I don't know. Maybe I'll find out and I'll put notes down in my description. But there's a little piece of paper saying that Basic Fun is the responsible party. So I'm going to put this over here. And of course we get our manual, which is again, they do a pretty nice job. I mean, this hasn't really changed too much. They give a black and white representation of the unit. You can see right here. And it's actually a pamphlet versus a big roll-out poster. I hate the posters. And they just give basic information about the gameplay. Again, these games are simple. You can pretty much just turn them on and go. They talk about your volume levels of low, medium, and high, your start game, your fire button, and your joystick. Now, in Galaga, the joystick was simply a left and right motion. They did do a four-way lock on here, but you can still go up and down, but it's not going to work. But you can go left and right, but I'm not sure how the up and down may affect the gameplay. And we'll just take a look at the unit itself right here, right now. And the artwork looks pretty nice. They used a gray, or it just didn't get as black as I guess they should have gotten on here, but it's like a grayish color on here. And then the logo, it looks really, really nice. I mean, that's nice. There's only a couple spots here where there's like a little dust or something underneath the decal holding it up. On the back of the unit, we have the 3 AA batteries, and they are included, which is kind of nice. This is the demo tab we'll pull out in a second. We'll take a look at the other side of the unit here. Same thing, a nice decal on it here. We'll come back to the front of the game. And it's their standard cabinet they've been using as of late. I'm not too worried about the joystick on this side, because in the arcade machine the joystick would have been on the left-hand side, so that's fine, and the fire button would have been on the right. And they did a nice job here with the decals here. They look pretty good, but again, it's their standard cabinet. Now, when you simply press the fire button on here, or any of the buttons, let's see this one here, it'll run a small demo mode showing you the game, and the sounds so far sound pretty good. Now, it looks pretty good too, as far as that goes. But I've already received a ton of emails about the actual gameplay, including my buddy Willie over at Arcade USA.
Hey, wait a minute. That shot went diagonal. Whoa, what's up with this? Whoa! No! Oh, you son of a...
And that's not too good a sign. Willie is a huge Galaga fan. It's actually pretty much his logo for his channel. So when it comes to Galaga, he doesn't accept anything but the best, and it looks like he got pretty frustrated with it. So I'm going to take out the little demo tab here, and let's get a little closer and look at some of the gameplay. Okay, so I'm going to turn the unit on right here, hit the little power button down here, and it boots up. And it's got a really nice logo there. I mean, the monitor, the LCD monitor, looks pretty nice. Let's get started. So again, it's just basically our joystick, fire button, and start the game. So we're going to go press start game. And it tells you your first round bonus, your second round bonus, and for every, I can't see, 7,000 points, or 70,000 points, get an extra ship. So let's start her up. Again, the music sounds really nice. The joystick feels okay. I leave extra guys here because I try to get my ship captured. I like having two ships when I play the game. But sound effects wise, oh, he died by me pretty quick there. Sound effect wise and visually, they look pretty good. Let's see if I can not get killed and get my guy captured. Oh my god, they really died behind me pretty good already. So much for that idea. I don't have to go after these guys. Now that was weird right there, and that's what other people are seeing. And Galaga, just like you, when you shoot up, it's straight. So that's one of the issues we've been seeing, is those side shots. In the arcade machine and all the other versions of this game, the Galaga ships shoot straight down, just like you can only shoot straight up. But in here, they are throwing down some angled shots. And that's what's been bothering a lot of people on the forums and Willie, is they should not be able to do that. Because it makes the game much more difficult. But aside from that, so far, the sounds are really good. It seems to be a good rendition of it visually. But that sideward shot really is, I won't say unnerving, but it's definitely not something that the machine should be doing. Now, I will say that my arcade, which I did a review down below, did a version of Galaga, which is also a pretty good rendition, but there's an issue with the sound effects that pretty much makes it unplayable in my opinion. I can't stand it, so I don't play it. And that is using an NES ROM. This does not look like an NES ROM. This looks like it may have been a recreation. Again, I don't know for sure. It's definitely not the arcade ROM, for the simple fact that they are able to shoot down angled shots. But it is definitely not an NES ROM. So my guess is they recreated recreated the code from scratch and wrote the game, but whoever did write the game is allowing them to shoot these angled shots. And is it a deal breaker? No. If you never played this before and it's the only time playing it, you would not know any difference. The people who are going to notice it are people like me who are, you know, from the generation of playing this for literally decades, will see that they shouldn't be doing that. So, does it make it a bad game? I don't know if it does that. It definitely makes it more of a challenging game. So again, I guess I'm going to lay that down to personal preference. For me right now, this to me is still a better game than the My Arcade version, simply because I can't stand how the sound cuts out and distorts in that machine. I just want to see if I can get myself captured here, because these guys do seem a little more aggressive, and there's that angled shot again. I want to almost say that's an unfair advantage that they have by having that ability. Here we go. So I will say whoever coded this did a pretty good job as far as everything else, but he obviously did not play the arcade machine for allowing those angled shots. That is just crazy. Oh! Oh, so close. And again, it's not the easiest to play this through a viewfinder of a camcorder. So, do I get him? Yes. All right. Oh, man, they really dive bomb like crazy. Wow. Yeah, those angled shots are interesting. I'm going to see if I get a camera shot a little bit closer so you guys can kind of see the screen even better. There we go. Whoop, too close. There we go. We'll lock this in place. And I'll play this one more time. So here we go. Hit the start button. Again, the sound sounds really, really good. And visually, I like how everything looks. It's just that we can't seem to get a good portable version of Galaga. Arcade 1-Up has their arcade machine with Galaga, and obviously that's an arcade ROM, so you're playing the real machine. But this is a very good recreation of it. And again, oh, get over there! Oh, you stink! Didn't make it. But again, side-to-side shots, I don't think this is a bad game. Wow, that's unusual. Yeah, this is definitely a home-coded version of Galaga, because there's no version I've seen where there's one commander ship left. It'll come down and do that. But again, does this make it a bad game? Oh my God! Oh. Well, I'm going to have to say is I don't find this to be a bad version of Galaga at all. I did have a lot of comments from a lot of people saying that they were just very unhappy with those sideward shots, which definitely makes it more challenging. But I don't think it's a bad game. Again, I'm playing pretty bad right now compared to a viewfinder. But it's definitely going to make it more of a challenge. That is for sure. And they all seem to be much more aggressive in the gameplay. Again, does that make it a bad game or just a more challenging game? I guess that's up to you guys to decide. Obviously, if you're a Galaga purist, you're not going to like those sideward shots. But to me, in playing this, I still find this to be a much better version than other companies' versions outside of Arcade 1-Up, which is, again, an arcade ROM, so you kind of expect it to play like the arcade. But as far as these little versions go, I paid about $18 for this at Wal-Mart, and I don't think it's really unenjoyable. I think it's pretty enjoyable. what I just noticed, I do find kind of weird, that the star field is moving to the top of the screen, which means everyone here is driving backwards. I just noticed that. The star field should be going down, and the star field's going up. So I guess we're in a Star Trek alternate universe. Now it's going down. That was weird. Or is it going down? Huh. Maybe it's just me looking at it weirdly. It looks to me like the star field's going to the top of the screen versus going to the bottom of the screen. And maybe I'm crazy. So I guess I am flying backwards. That's weird. Oh man, these guys really come at you. I just want to try and get 2 ships for a second to try a bonus stage. Here we go. Okay. Again, the sound sounds really good. Alright. And thankfully I didn't hit my ship there. Okay. Alright. Wow, that's just weird. It is definitely a harder version of Galaga. But again, does that make this a bad game? I don't think so. The joystick feels very responsive. I forgot to add that. I mean, I'm getting no issues going left and right. It actually was so natural, I wasn't even noticing it. It seems tighter, which is good. It's been very responsive to the point where I wasn't even noticed I was moving the joystick. It was just, ship was going where I wanted it to go. So that's good. The fire button also feels pretty good. A good tactile feedback for a press, and it springs right back up. But it's just weird. That star field is definitely going to the top of the screen. That's weird. A couple little quirks. Side shot got me. So let me give you some final thoughts. Okay, so what are my final thoughts of the Basic Fun Galaga? Well, first I want to talk about the box. I'm just not a fan of the new style that they have here. When you collect them like I do, this box and I guess the Dig Dug box are going to stick out quite a bit from it. And I don't really know why they had to make the change other than maybe they're saving a little bit on production runs. But the other box was such a nice box, and to change it to this, I'm just not a fan. So hopefully they'll change boxes back and maybe reissue this one with the old box style. Now as far as the game itself, I've received so many messages on my YouTube channel and on the Facebook group, the Basic Fun fan page on Facebook, where I'm an admin there, and people were complaining about the play mechanics. Now the reason being is this is a classic game like Pac-Man, Centipede, Asteroids, Dig Dug. These are games that people have played and have hold so true to their heart, they want the mechanics to be the same. Now if you want to make changes, give options: basic game, original, and then plus. And I will say that I didn't really have a huge problem with those sideboard shots. I'm more of a Galaxian guy anyway, over Galaga. I do like the game, but there are purists here that just really are not a fan of those sideboard shots. So I can understand that part of it. But does it make it a bad game or a bad purchase? Not for me. I felt that the joystick on this thing was fine. It was very tight. I wasn't even realizing I had to think about moving, which is the way it should be for a controller. And a lot of these other ones, you really had to make sure you made a good throw to have it work. I didn't with this one, so that was good. And the buttons also were very responsive. The screen looked nice. I did find it weird that Starfield was going in the opposite direction. When you're traveling through space, which we all do, the stars should be coming towards you as you're going forward and away from you when you're going backward. And the Starfield to me appears like it's going to the top of the screen, which means we're all flying backwards. So that's just a weird thing. But it didn't really detract me from it too much because I was concentrating on the ships and the sideward shots. But I did find the game fun. But if you're a Galaga purist, you might have issues with the Starfield and the sideward shots and some of the way the AI is on the game. But for $18, I didn't think it's a bad purchase at all. It's still fun, which is the point of the game, to sit with it for a few minutes and play a little bit. And for that, I did enjoy it. So it may not be for everyone, but to each their own, I guess. I enjoyed it. And I do thank you guys for watching. If you did like the video, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and if you're on Facebook, do join us on the Basic Fun fan page where we talk about these little guys. And I'll put links down below to my other Basic Fun videos, including how to convert a Joust and Rampage into the original 09 Defender. But again, everyone, thanks for watching. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to watch this episode. And now and forever, remember to game on.
Glen at the Tiny Arcade fan page. Remember, don't admire people too much. They'll disappoint you.
Sit, Blue Blue, sit. Good dog.